Hey everyone, this is Niyi Abdul, and you're listening to Weebs on the Pod. I am joined today with my co-host.
Tony Koya.
Okay, well, today's episode is just more or less going to be us talking about how we got into anime. Just a chill introduction, like us introducing ourselves. So I
Okay.
guess I should go first, since seeing as I have a little experience with this podcasting thing.
Now you be senior
So.
man.
Now you're making me feel somehow because you are speaking pidgin. I'm
Oh,
now
so
speaking.
you can't speak pidgin.
Huh?
You can't speak pidgin.
No, you can speak pidgin, no problem.
Oh, okay. No, I'll
I'm,
try and use where I speak pidgin. It has mastered me a bit.
so me, I'm just speaking the one I'm used to. I may slip into pidgin once in a while,
Okay.
but okay. But yeah, as I've already said, I'm Niyi Abdul. I'm currently 25 years of age. Other than watching anime, I also do a bit of graphics designing. I did a bit of 3D modeling. How I got into anime, two of my friends from school introduced me, I think around 2010, 2011. We usually went to the playground to like chill and chat during break time. So they would always talk about anime while we're there. And for some time, I was able to like detract them. Like when they call something that's similar to a cartoon I've watched before, I'll be able to distract them because at the time I sincerely hated anime.
That's weird coming from me, sha.
Hon- Honestly. But yeah, after a while, it became harder and harder and harder to just distract them. So I said, you know what, to hell with this. I asked one of them to give me the Naruto CDs they had, and yeah, I've been hooked since then. It feels weird to say CDs nowadays.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't even want to say that. That time, say, as the like the DVDs that for Naruto, it began season 17, it began season 18, and the
Yeah,
way share the stuff, and like it was pretty hard for someone to actually like follow it like accordingly.
yeah, because a lot of times these you will see season 20 something, and
You
then
now,
someone else will come and tell you that wait, all that stuff happened in season 30 something because of all these pirated CDs.
yeah,
But yeah,
and some of them they will just be a repeat, or they just share one episode. They can do 5 episodes. Yeah.
yeah, but that's more or less how I got into anime. My favorite genres of
Well,
anime. What?
yeah, I say
You-
carry on. No, carry on.
Okay, okay. My favorite genres of anime are isekai, slice of life, and action adventure. I guess I could put shonen as a number five. It's not really like I don't like shonen. It's just that I started with shonen. I watched mostly shonen for the first few years. So yeah, eventually you get bored of it.
Yeah, let me. I want to digress a bit. Can someone consider Attack on Titan shonen, or is it what they call that other this thing?
Well, I guess most people consider it shonen. I guess that should be a topic for another day. We found another topic. My first three animes were Naruto,
Mm-hmm.
Bleach, and I think Death Note.
Ah, that's
I'm not
nice. Oh.
completely sure. I'm not completely sure. And these are three animes that honestly nowadays people like back then when I was hearing Death Note, I was watching the thing, I really did not enjoy it. Nowadays, if you tell me you've watched Death Note, I'm like, I'm just I'm clapping my hands because that is damn
Because it was not really action, it was just more of like a thriller and um,
psychological drama.
psychological drama. It's not really action like that. So if you are
Yeah.
drawn into it through, no, I don't really. Ah, but I get what you're trying to say, sir. I don't want to
Okay.
enter the talk. That's
Okay. So let me hand it over to you.
so yeah, my name is Tony Koya. I'm 22 years old. How I got into anime was it was me right here that was like in school that time. Like he used to talk about Naruto, and whenever he comes and talk about Naruto, and there was this point in time that he showed me a picture of Sakura. I was like, wow, she's cute too. Like she has pink hair and everything. He was not like, no, how you say you like this kind of girl? I was like, what happened? I was not like this girl. Causing trouble. You have vex Naruto likes her over Inata, but he didn't show me a picture of Inata that time. Like I was not like, who is this Inata that this guy is vexing about? Then that is talking about. And he and I used to talk about Bleach a lot too. Then
Yeah.
I think like that you're watching this mecha anime. Was it Infinite Structures? Can
Okay,
you
yeah, I
remember?
forgot that. Yeah, yeah.
You like you even gave me an episode one time. That's I think let me
I
try and
did?
remember. He gave me one episode like that. You know what? One of that graduation. I think we were in SS1. Sha. You gave
Oh,
me on.
oh, oh.
Even I think you downloaded it in school self.
Yeah, I remember. I remember now.
I watched it. I was like, wow. But it had a little bit of aching, and now I'm thinking back to it. Like there were
Yeah.
small pieces inside. They were also good.
Like
But
back
my
back
first
wait,
what was that?
back to the Sakura talk.
Yeah.
Honestly, most of my hatred might have been influenced by fan fiction
Oh,
because I
I don't
read
get.
a lot of I read a lot I even still read a lot of fan fiction and like
Wait,
people that
define
hate.
fan fiction. Hope it's not all these dojins,
No,
time
no, no,
and
no, no.
uh,
It's just like nah. I'm not going to lie and say that I never went into that particular area of anime. I did, and thankfully I got out.
thankfully you got out. How
Yeah.
did you get out? I'm stuck.
No, it's
Ah, good.
no, it's just the moment after some time you just have to really you just have to rethink your
No, like something.
decisions.
Well, I
But
don't get.
like I just started to rethink my life at one point in time, and I just say, you know what, this isn't what I want to be doing.
Oh,
But back to the fan fiction is just like as a fan, I decide to write a story up like just the way I would have wanted the series to go.
oh, is it like all those abridged stories?
Yeah, written by fans. They are not making any cash off of it, so no need to worry about
Yeah.
copyright infringements or anything like that. So a lot of like Sakura and Sasuke haters, the way they write their fan fiction, it makes it very bloody easy to hate these characters. Not only Sakura and Sasuke. But yeah, back to what you were saying. You're saying the first anime you watched.
The first anime I watched was actually I think it was 2005. Sha. My uncle bought this CD of Yu-Gi-Oh, the movie.
Uh,
So it was not like it was weird because it was different from other animations I usually watch.
wait, was it
Because
dubbed or subbed?
it was dubbed.
Was it dubbed? Okay.
So I didn't even know that it was anime. I just said, "Well, what kind of cartoon is this?" Because anytime they are talking, their mouth was not in line, but it was not like obvious, though.
Okay, wait, if we're going back that far to
Mm.
before you knew anime, I guess the first anime I watched was Digimon, not
Dig-
Naruto.
okay, Digimon 2 was OG.
That was a long time ago. I cannot remember shit about that anime.
Yu-Gi-Oh! So I can't even remember plot. I shall know that they were throwing cards. Dragon will come out. They fight. And one boy personality inside his body. That's the only thing I can remember. Or like my main memory. Then I watched
Hello.
Pokemon. But the
Wait,
Pokemon
can
that
you repeat that? You broke up a bit.
wait, what did I say again? Um the what's the name? Yu-Gi-Oh! Like everything it was what I can remember was there were dragons that were coming out of cards. They will fight. Then what else again? There's this boy that has this personality inside his body, the main character, and he has spiky hair.
Uh,
Then what else again? I
so
see
what was the
like
first anime? The first anime you watched, knowing it's an anime?
okay, it was Uzao plus Vampire. It was an Eki. All
Oh,
my that is
yeah.
I started before I started watching this.
No, no.
So
See, the thing is that ecchi anime, some of them have this problem of plot. They don't have much plot, but
no,
Rosario plus Vampire.
no will have much
Ros-
plot. Every episode like that is drives on the main that the female character is moving her necklace or something. Then there are a lot of fan service, sha. So it was weird that time to enter. Sha. Only because I was open minded, that's why I just like continued watching it, sha.
yeah. No, but
That way,
that the anime was still quite good.
it was actually different from other. They are better Eki that I've seen, no. But at least it's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
didn't like drive me up because I've seen some Eki that they drove me up from if it was my first listening to have driven me up from watching anime entirely.
uh, like this anime I've forgotten the English name, Seikon no Koisa or something like that.
So I've not seen that. I don't think I've seen
I
that.
look, the only thing I remember about the anime is that the main character is in, I think, an all girls school. He's fighting some supernatural beings, and he and all those supernatural beings get their power from sucking breasts.
Ha 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 ha.
I,
So
I watched I watched 2 episodes and I was done.
yeah, no.
Like, I
The
was
fuck?
just looking at this thing and I was like, come on.
So
I've
now
never
you be
really gone back to it. Huh?
like watching this.
What?
Ah, good. No, like sometimes you be watching like some anime like Eki now, you be like, why am I watching this? Sometimes you watch it
Yeah,
like, I see where this is going. I like where
yeah.
this. So what other
Hell,
anime
so
like the other anime that
your
hmm? No, I want to say the like next anime that I saw like apart from Musel Plus that actually got me into anime. It was Fairy Tail. Like this girl that gave me that Musel Plus Vampire gave me
Mhm.
like few arcs of Fairy Tail and I actually enjoyed it. It was different, sha. But any small thing they become the guy because someone needs power of friendship or something. I don't just like sound like but that was what I was feeling, sha. But it was interesting.
Yeah, that is one of the things that most shonen have. Some of
Yeah.
them don't necessarily outright say it, but it's more or less how the main character gets his where he gets his strength from protecting his friends, and that is part of what makes it I was about to say Ichi. What makes shonen a bit boring to me.
Yeah, I guess. Like it's almost every shonen this thing. Like they don't even give explanation. You just let it they beat the hero. Then after some point like this, nowhere, but out of nowhere, plot armor just comes. The the hero's ability just come. You know, Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say now?
Yeah, we've detracted.
No, we not
We've
really
de-
just
we
anime like first like I've first seen sha. Then when I entered from fairy to like this, that's when anime just blew up for me. Dead Man Wonderland, um,
Oh no,
Dragon Ball.
that was Dead Man Wonderland was dope.
I think you told me about Dead Man Wonderland one time like that. But when I asked saw it, I was like, actually, it was actually nice. I think
I don't know why that.
you told me
Yeah,
about Wonderland.
yeah. I don't know
And
why
why
that thing doesn't have another season. I really wanted that thing to continue. And it has a lot of manga content. So they have a
maybe
lot of
the studio or something, sha. Or maybe the manga, the author does not want anything. Want to,
maybe.
or maybe the reception from the first season, like domestically, was not really okay. Probably.
Mm, that's another. There we go.
So
In the span of 17 minutes, we've already brought up two topics. So your favorite
so
genres?
my favorite genres, like shonen is sort of vanilla to me. I like vanilla, but it's not. It's still shonen is still a go-to for me, but it's not like my top. This thing. My top genre are isekai. I like isekai a lot. I don't know if you
Yeah.
isekai too gets tiring at some point because of this thing. But usually I like some isekai. Like some don't take themselves seriously. Like if guys when they start taking themselves seriously, I feel like they lose that like there's this spice. I don't know what to call this spice. Sha. So,
I wouldn't really. I wouldn't. Okay, wait. Just continue. We'll get back to this. So,
mm, mm, I like slice of life too. But when I say I like slice of life too, it's like usually there's some slice of life that are usually like more serious, sha, but I feel like the
yeah,
more that leans into
light-hearted.
yeah comedy and mostly comedy, sha.
Okay.
Then make I like mecha too.
Oh yeah.
Wait, wait, I
Uh,
how the people that considers Attack on Titan mecha.
I'm a bit ashamed to say this, but I didn't watch Attack on Titan past the second season.
Eh?
I stopped somewhere around season 2, and I've never really gotten back to it.
Wait, why is that?
But I've been keeping up. My brothers watch it, so I've been hearing a lot of tidbits from them. It
So
wasn't
why
really this. I
you're not really
just no. The time I stopped was around the time that I was just getting a bit burnt out with anime, and I wasn't really watching as much as I used to.
me. I didn't really watch this last season, sha. This last season they're doing. Maybe it's because of how they are splitting the parts. And before like they did this season 4, like I went to go and read the manga, so it now made me to not read watch the stuff.
Season 4, they said they brought part 1. They said final season.
Final
They
season,
now said no,
final season for three.
no. They said no. There's still going to be part 2. The part 2 is going to be final. Part 2
Part
has come. They said part 3 is still coming.
they want to build
But,
they want to build the franchise before it goes, sha.
yeah, but I guess in some ways you could call it a mecha anime, seeing as they don't really transform into the Titans. They are still inside the Titans controlling it. But then mecha,
Mm.
I feel like mecha insinuates that this is a mechanical. You even hear it, mechanical.
I get
So I guess I wouldn't consider AOT a mecha anime.
okay.
But
So
anyway, there are there are 2 points. What?
you are saying there are 2 points.
Okay, there are 2 points, or I think, yeah, two that I can remember right now. Firstly, let me not go too far back. Let's go to Isekai. like I don't feel like it's when they take themselves too seriously that they lose that shine. There are some that are very bloody serious that are still quite interesting. I feel like it's when, how will I put this? There are some isekai animes that aren't really that interesting because the pacing is bad, the story is bland, stuff like that.
Yeah, which one will give like as an example for like with poor pacing?
Uh, I can't really think of anyone right now off the top of my head. Nah, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
Because like now, let me say the serious ones that the serious isekais I've seen, like they still have comedy in them, but they still it has the serious tone. What's his name? Right? You've seen is it Rising of the Studio?
Yeah,
I like that one. Like that one, it's like actually because before that one, the only other serious like serious tone this thing that I've seen was Sword Art Online. So when I saw it, I was like, this one actually feels different. It was not like from the beginning, you would think it's something like it's going to follow the normal route, yeah. But it
yeah,
just this no normally all this is a guys. Is either you become overpowered or you have the means to become overpowered. This one now, it was like, yeah, a shield you don't have any use. It's like you're just an add-on to our group,
yeah, yeah,
and they outcasted him again. So it brought different teams like to the isekai genre. You get
yeah. No,
that?
see, this is the thing I like about Isekai is that it's very free. Like you can add a lot of things to it that will just make this thing interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Like one that I watched recently, So I'm a Spider, So What?
Yeah, I think I've heard about. No one funny thing about isekais too. They always have these weird ass names. You
No,
see,
that is not an Isekai thing. That is an anime thing.
no,
That is
guy,
an
most isekais that time. Yeah, this one. Okay, you shall have seen that time I go reincarnated as a slime.
yeah.
Um, how to pick up girls in it? Is it how to pick up girls in a
Okay,
dungeon?
is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?
That was how you thinking of what should we call it? You just call, but that is when you hear the names, you already know. Okay, this is what is going to happen in this plot. In the plot now, it's like just giving summary of this plot.
Yeah.
So what is it?
Anyway, um, but I guess that's just it. Isekai it's very easy to get right, but it's also very easy to get wrong. Now, as for the second point, you said it's a girl that gave you your first two animes.
Yes, most of my plugs, my anime plugs, are girls. Sha.
You are going to have to introduce me to one of them.
Wait, guy. All the you see, when I collected this one, she was watching it openly, and everybody. No, not one funny thing. Man, I feel like girls when they watch, you see, they're usually into all this the hard stuff. Like, and most of them, all the eki I've seen like this most of them are collected from girls. There is one high school DxD, high school of
Yeah.
the prison school. Which other one? There is other
No,
one.
see, funnily, all three you've called now, I've
Yeah.
watched DxD, High School of the Dead, and Prison School, and all three I enjoyed,
I
except
enjoy all of them.
except the last season of DxD.
I feel like they're trying to appeal to on that kind of this thing there. So I didn't even watch that
There,
one.
that one, like, how will I put it? The first seasons were more like, okay, it has a very good story and the ecchi content, and like most of the ecchi content is just there mainly because the main character is a perv.
Mm.
So the ecchi content was supporting the story. But then that last season was just like there was a lot of needless itchy. The story had absolutely no substance, and yeah. As for prison school and high school of the dead,
I
I really want.
prison school
I
is like
really want.
the prison school is
Huh?
like the best kid I've seen.
My brother was just saying that the other day.
It's the best. The set is ridiculous, so but like they managed to contain themselves with that story and everything, the comedy and everything was actually like top notch.
Yeah, but it's prison school and high school of the dead. I really want them to release a second season. They've not released a second season, and it's
Mate,
really
I heard. I think you also told me about High School of the Dead that time.
yeah. Unfortunately, the mangaka of High School of the Dead died
Man,
before he could finish the manga. So, but they still have a lot of content to use. So I don't know why they're just
but I heard they released some OVAs. Sha.
not really. They released
I
like
think it's two or three.
no High School of the Dead.
Like OVAs. But it's around that period that that season was still bubbling in everybody's
Yeah,
head. Those
yeah,
OVAs. Not like recently.
yeah. So yeah,
So what
we've this shouldn't have we shouldn't have taken this long for just an introduction.
wait, let me quickly finish then we wrap up. Like the genres that I've seen. That I like. I don't know whether it's apparent now. Okay, like Eki now is also part of like my top anime genre. Sha.
Yeah,
Then other than Eki, the- there are so many anime I've seen. Like the genres are mixed. Sha. Like I like sci-fi too.
yeah. See, I didn't even see. I just picked those genres off the top of my head because if I start to go into the genres I like, I can tell you honestly, the only two genres I don't like are shonen ai
What's
or
Shonen?
yaoi,
No,
and
yeah,
I don't think any straight guy likes yaoi. So
you don't do yaoi.
huh, like I don't mind if a background character is gay or anything like that. It doesn't really bother me as much. But the main character, no, because a thing I often do is I imagine myself in the main character's shoes, and I cannot imagine myself in a gay main character's shoes. No offense to anybody who is gay,
No,
but
like that yaoi
I'm
self. Me like yaoi is end time, like already. Like like when I talk, me I feel like that yaoi is already like that entire category, like a subgenre of
not
that category. So I don't really like.
yeah no. See, the thing is, when it's in hentai, it's called yaoi,
Mm,
but when it's in just regular anime, it's called shonen ai.
okay, that's what you mean. Like showing that.
Yeah, I just used yaoi because that is more or less what it's commonly known by. Very
Oh,
few people actually know shonen ai as the terminology.
I've learned something today.
The second one I'm not really into is shoujo ai. That is a yuri,
Yes,
girl
you.
on girl. I don't hate it.
But I know you're
I'm
just
not
not.
I'm not as against it as I am with yaoi. It's one of these things that I don't really mind, but I don't actively go searching for.
I've actually seen like anime like that has op- like I won't really call them openly, but you sure know that if you like think to you're like okay this guy is gay like this thing like have you seen Akame ga Kill?
Yeah.
That guy with the armor before what's the name of that armor?
I don't know how to pronounce the name. I remember the name.
The guy too was like the guy was gay
No,
but
see,
was gay like in one irritating way. Sha. It was like a flirty gay type of guy, and I was not really
no,
like
no.
against
Look,
it.
it's not that I don't like there being gay characters in the anime. I have absolutely no problem with there being gay characters in the anime. As I said, it's the main character that is my issue. If
Oh,
yeah, firstly the main character, and secondly when the whole story of the anime is
it drives towards.
dependent on that uh, genre, that shonen ai genre.
Oh,
When that is the main genre, that is where I have issues. And
so
another one I don't like is a reverse harem.
if
No,
wait,
no, seriously. Wait,
reverse
who
RM,
won?
this is
Huh?
Sebi reverse RM is when there are plenty guys. Okay, plenty guys, one girl, abi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who wants to share his girlfriend with 10 other guys?
And funny, the funniest thing, I've not really seen any reverse RM like that. I don't think I've seen anyone. I just hear about it. I've not seen.
I think I've seen some. I'm watching one that may be a reverse harem. But like I said, it's not really a hatred for this something. It's just more along the lines of, look, I don't appreciate it if it's the main story, or if you have too many guys chasing after the girl.
I get.
Even harem, I don't like it when you have too many girls chasing after the guy.
So wait,
So, huh?
what was that? I've forgotten what I was trying to say. Let's carry on.
Yeah, no, if you can remember what you're trying to say, me, I was trying to close it off.
Oh no, I'm already done. I'm already done.
Okay,
Wait, no.
so
Okay, I remember, I'll remember what I want to say. Um, what is? See, I've forgotten again. What's the name of this? What will you classify this Ghost in the Shell and Psycho? Have you seen Psycho Pass?
I haven't seen either of those. Like, I've heard a lot about them, but I've never really put the
They
effort
are
into watching them.
like the genre is sha like thriller, like detective stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
But
I know that.
Ghost in the Shell leads more on like psychology and like I say psychology, philosophy, philosophical stuff, sha.
Okay,
You not the and like the series that one was leaning into like detective stuff.
okay.
It was into like philosophy, like leaning into like philosophy about life, sha, and everything.
Okay. Well,
There's this,
I've not really watched either, so I can't really give an opinion on that.
but there's this word. Is it shinen? I can't pronounce that word. That one is
Senyen,
eh.
Senyen.
Nien, okay, so I don't learn something
I
today.
think, I think, I think that I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
That one, like they all lean towards that discipline. But no, even want to even describe shonen like that shonen genre itself. That shonen still have like sub genres inside.
Yeah.
Almost
Let,
wait,
let,
I
let,
these genres of this thing like in one episode, like explain everything because everything like you even said is still vague, sha. Because there is this.
I was just about to make that suggestion.
We just wrap up. Like this is already getting too long for an introduction.
Yeah. But okay. Yeah. That was a long ass introduction that had us going off the rails multiple times. I'm sorry if this episode was too long. Yeah. I've This has been Weebs on the pod. I'm Niyi Abdul, and
And
he is Tony Koya. Oh, you wanted to say that? Okay, you just say it yourself.
when I was you already said this, repeat in another episode.
Yeah, you can follow the Weebs on the pod Twitter and Instagram pages. All the links for not only Weebs on the pod, but for myself and Tony will be in the description. Please be sure to follow us. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast. Thanks for listening. Peace out.
Peace out.